Hello everyone, I am Furkan. I am a PhD student in Math Cancer Lab. In this video I will show how to set up PhysiCell on Windows. And you can reach more training materials in this website, and also you can scan this QR to reach this uh, GitHub repository. So in this video we had three layers of installations. The first layer is the minimum setup that will allow to use PhysiCell by itself, and in the second one we will go and install the studio and also try and one more advanced simulation. And the third one we will install some additional software that will help us in the hackathon if you are participating. Um, so before we go before we go and install the PhysiCell, we have a GitHub repository for the PhysiCell, and also we have an uh, Python code. Before we go uh, and install the PhysiCell, first it might be good to have Anaconda, which enables us to install the Python first. So let's go this web page and install the Anaconda first. After you go to that link, after you click the download, it will actually download an exe file which look like this, and this will allow to install the Anaconda. And after it is downloaded, you can just click it, and it will open this browser, and then you will agree and say yes. And it's good to have like all users. And um, if you have already Python, you can just of course skip this part, and after you say next, um, you will actually see that um, part. One important thing, if you see any like adding Anaconda to the path, please do. This is one important option that you need to enable. And then after it is installed, you will have an Anaconda Python. Um, so so after you have an Anaconda, you can just like use Python itself basically. But so we will use Python later, and after uh, I hope you have the Python installed, and then like the next step is the MSYS2 installation. So one thing is, if you have MSYS1 already installed, we actually suggest that uninstall that one, because MSYS2 has some packages that is required, so therefore it if you need to uninstall the MSYS2 and then reinstall the MSYS2. So after we go to the MSYS2, you will just have again the similar thing. You will download the installer, and you will say next and next. Of course, I have already installed. You will need to do uh, next, and wait for the installation, and it's finished. And after it is finished, uh, you will have a command prompt like this. After you just say like finish, or it was finished, yeah, you will have a command prompt like this. Once you have this one, you can just copy this part and paste in here and enter. And this will actually kind of install the required dependencies. So you need to say yes, and because some of them are kind of like I have already, it might kind of like put some errors in here. But after you said yes and everything, and after it is installed properly, it will update and you will have a MSYS2 like this, which is actually kind of like you basically install the dependencies. And then next, we will add the important directories to the path. The path is kind of like a Windows address book, so we will add important addresses to the Windows. So let's go to the path. So when you go start and write path, it will pop up this window, and you need to go to the environmental variables, and then after there's a path in here. So and then double click there, and then the next thing is we will add these three entities, which are kind of like address book for the MinGW and binaries, and also this libRoadrunner will be important for the PhysiCell. So let's go and add those ones. So what I did is I just copied and press new here, okay, and also I will add another one like this, and the last one is the libRoadrunner. I will add this. So after you add the three important entities, you need to be sure that like they are at the top. So therefore I am just moving up everything. So therefore they will just like be the first address that is looking for. And the last one. Okay. So this part is done. So they are at the top. So okay, we can just install the get PhysiCell. So let's go and get. So after open this website, this is the Python file that will help us to install and download and install the PhysiCell. So it will open up like a web page like this. We are right clicking here, saving as to the uh, to the desktop, let's say, or wherever you want. So and then let's go back to the Anaconda prompt, and let's go to the desktop, and let's see what is here. As you can see, sorry, please ignore these ones. There are some Python file which is get PhysiCell. So we will do Python get PhysiCell. This will download the PhysiCell, and let's see how it looks like. And we have the get PhysiCell and we have the PhysiCell file. So we are right clicking here and extracting here, and here it is. This is the PhysiCell looks like. So um, so right now actually we can simulate our first simulation. Let's go. CD is like changing directory. Let's go to the PhysiCell, and we will do make biorobots. But before we go that, I would like to just be sure that I'm not missing something. Yeah, and yeah, let's do the first one, and we are in here, make biorobot sample. So this will pop up the a biorobots project, and we are compiling the first simulation, our first simulation. Okay, it is actually compiled. Let's see, do we see the biorobots? Yes, we do, and we can just do biorobots.exe, which we are doing our first simulation. This actually shows that we installed the PhysiCell properly. That was the first one actually. That was the first minimum setup. And then the second one, we will do OD energy sample. And let's go back here and let's make clean, which will clean the the linker files and the executable. And let's make data cleanup. This will also clean the data that we created while simulating. And make reset. This is a very big kind of like and very powerful reset. We are just removing the energy. Sorry, we are just removing the BioRobot project. So we will do. Let's make OD energy sample. So okay, right now we pop up the OD energy model, and let's make it there. So because this is this project need an external solver called LibRoadrunner, the PhysiCell first download the dependencies in here. So while compiling, if you have any if you are seeing missing something, you might need to check the adding path part that we have done. But if you don't see, it's great. So I'm just pausing the video here, and I'll come back after it's compiled. Okay, I think it is compiled. So one thing actually, this is because it's an executable file. You can actually also like double click and see it. So right now this is working. So this is an OD energy sample model. So let's go back and where we are. Okay, we have installed, and our second simulation is working. So because this is just an installation guide, it's not like we are not discussing furthermore. And the third one, one thing is important. So PhysiCell has a user interface. Thanks to Randy, and so this user interface helps to actually kind of like change the configuration file, and this configuration file also can be used for the other other simulations. Like, so when we go to this web page, it has again getstudio.py. We have kind of like made a similar thing, so we are saving like we did for the PhysiCell. So okay, so but we are right now in PhysiCell folder. We will just go one above, and then we will do get Python get studio. Oh, sorry, this was the wrong one. Python get studio. So right now we have again the studio in here. So what we will do again, extract here, and PhysiCell studio is the one. So we will go to PhysiCell studio folder, and we will open Python bin studio.py. So alright, this is the PhysiCell studio. So we will use this studio for changing the configuration file and as well as the run. Yeah. So if you are looking for more guides, there is a web page, you can use it. So okay, this was the second layer, and the third layer is important for the hackathon and additional options. So PhysiCell has a Python loader, and this Python loader is important for us to make post-simulation analysis. So to install that one, you need to do just pip install. So we can just open a new Anaconda prompt, pip install PCDL. Because I have already that has that one. It will do that, like the requirements and so. And right now, it should be installed. If you have an older version like I have, you can just update it using the suggested script in here, the line in here. And we will have one session to how to use PC data loader in the workshop. And in the Image Magic is a kind of like a software that you can uh, work on the images, and you can create GIFs based on the SVGs. So this will be helpful for us to do that. So how to install? Again, we will download the binary first. This is a free software, so therefore you are seeing these advertisements. So after you download, again we will have a Windows looks like this. The one important thing is you need to add this application to your system path, which is important to do that. So you will say yes, and the important thing is add the application to directory, and then you will install next and finalize it. And the last one of the last software that will be important, so there will be an intracellular simulation session, and to do that we will use SBML, which is a systems biology markup language, and to be able to work on that one we will use Copasi to edit the SBML. So therefore we will install the Copasi, just installing regularly, like it will also add this one automatically, the path that you have. And yeah, this was all actually. And so in right now in this starting from this year, so PhysiCell can be just used by itself, but in the advanced level we will show how to change the C++ functions, and how to write advanced functions to PhysiCell. So to do that, you will need C++ code editors. So there are famous code editors like Notepad++, Sublime Text, or Visual Studio. So how we will do is we will you will install regularly, but how it looks like this is when you go to, for instance, when we go for the custom CPP, you will see some custom CPP files, and we will edit these ones according to change and make more simulations. So therefore, we definitely encourage to install one of these. And for the last, we will use GitHub. So it would be good to have GitHub in your side. So therefore therefore also you can just share your code with your colleagues and your group mates. So we definitely encourage to have GitHub before the workshop. So if you have any questions, if you are having any troubles, you can please ask us using our Slack channel. And if you haven't actually joined yet, you can use this PhysiCell community joining link. So there are actually some channels that you can ask your question, and the community will help. Or alternatively, you can submit your problem tickets to the SourceForge, which is another code sharing website. And also please follow PhysiCell and MathCancer on Twitter. Yeah, that was all. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you on the hackathon that who are joining and participating in. Thank you very much.